as we already know, twin flames are mirror souls. But does that mean they should get married? Not necessarily, but they definitely can. However, if you're thinking of saying I do to your twin flame, you have to keep these 10 things in mind. If you're new here, I'm Danya, the host on Twin Flame C, and I'm here to help you with your twin flame journey. Let's get into it. First thing first, you have to know that while maybe you and your twin flame are partners forever, that doesn't necessarily mean romantic partners. You see, twin flame energy is like finding your spiritual soulmate. It's like you're two halves of the same soul and you just get each other on a whole other level. That's why they call it twin flame. But don't get it twisted. Just because you find your twin flame, it doesn't mean that you have to put a ring on it. Like, twin flames can come in all kinds of partnership, from just being friends to getting married. The real deal is that twin flames are here to help each other grow. They teach each other life lessons and help each other level up spiritually. And if you do get hitched to your twin flame, but stop learning from each other, then you both are stuck, and that's a no-go. So before you run off to Vegas and tie the knot with your twin flame, think about whether you two are really meant to be together forever or just meant to teach each other some lessons for a while. Because the nature of the connection can change over time. And what started off hot and heavy might end up just being a dope friendship. But hey, that's the risk you gotta take in any relationship. The next thing you need to know before marrying your twin flame is that you will trigger each other a lot. Marriage is like embarking on a lifelong journey with your partner, sharing all the ups and downs along the way. But when it comes to twin flame relationships, it's like taking that journey on steroids. The intensity of the connection between twin flames is beyond what most of us can imagine. This means that being in a relationship with a twin flame can trigger you in ways that you may never have experienced before. It's like having a mirror held up to your soul, reflecting all your insecurities and fears. But here's the kicker. It's all for your own good. By triggering each other, twin flames help each other heal and grow. It's like they're each other's personal spiritual coaches, guiding each other towards their best selves. Of course, living with your twin flame and being constantly triggered can be a challenge. It takes a lot of emotional maturity and self-awareness to navigate those waters. But if you can handle it, the rewards are beyond measure. So before you tie the knot with your twin flame, think carefully about whether you're ready for that level of intensity. Besides that, you need to be aware of twin flame separation if it hasn't happened for you and your twin flame yet. Twin flame separation is a common part of the journey that most twin flames go through. It's like a period of intense growth and self-reflection that can be difficult to navigate, but ultimately leads to a deeper connection. During this time, it's best for the couple to take some space and work on their individual issues. It's a time to focus on personal growth and healing so that twin flames can, potentially reconnect later on. But here's the thing. Not all twin flames reconnect in this lifetime. Sometimes the separation is permanent and the twin flames are left to continue their journey alone. So if you haven't gone through a separation yet, it's important to be aware that it, could happen in the future. And if you're considering getting married to your twin flame, you need to decide whether you're willing, to go through that separation while still being married. Another thing to keep in mind when you're thinking of marrying a twin flame is the age gap, because twin flames have a spiritual connection. It is not rare for them to have an age gap of 10 to 15 years or even more. Now, this doesn't have to be an issue, of course, but it definitely could be, especially once you're married. Society can get a bit weird when it comes to age gaps, and if you're older than your twin flame, it's likely that you'll be the one who has to make the most changes in your life. You also have to consider whether it will be okay with your friends and family if there is a big age gap between the two of you. People can get pretty judgmental about this sort of thing, so keep in mind that even though twin flames are meant for each other, it doesn't mean everyone will accept this. Let alone the fact that certain cultures just outright won't accept a marriage with a big age gap. Moving on, I'm sure everyone already knows this, but marriage will be a new level of intimacy. You will share everything and anything with your twin flame. Twin flame relationships are intense, it is, but adding marriage to the mix makes it a lot more complicated. So if you're not sure if you're ready for that level of intimacy with your twin flame, then don't do it. You have to be sure if it's right for both of you. And if you're not ready to take this step, it is best to wait until you're more mature and confident in your relationship. Because if you rush into marriage without being ready, things will end up very messy. Because being married is not all about the honeymoon phase and immense attraction 24/7. It's when you really get to know a person at their best and worst moments. The honeymoon phase can be over in a blink of an eye, and when that happens, one has to wonder whether the rest of the marriage will be as exciting. Now, this one is super important. Before you marry your twin flame, you have to know that it's not in the nature of twin flame relationship to get married. Marriage is a cultural symbol more than anything else. It is a way for us to prove that we have made a commitment to each other, that we will remain faithful and committed for the rest of our lives. Twin flames do not need this kind of proof because they already know that their relationship is forever. Simply put, a twin flame connection is spiritual, marriage is not. When you think about it, marriage is just a social construct, and it's not really necessary for the twin flame relationship. If you want to get married, that's okay, but don't do it just because you think you need to, because you don't. Now, it doesn't matter if you're male or female, the chances are big that you have an identical gender twin flame. Now, even though someone is your twin flame, it doesn't mean that you have to ignore your orientation. If you aren't bisexual or homosexual, you shouldn't marry a twin flame just for the sake of it. It's not like marriage will, change your orientation in any way. So it's better to find someone you are really attracted to. The most important thing to consider is if you really meant for each other. Although I'm not doubting your connection in any way, you should get really, introspective before deciding to get married and ask yourself, is there a chance this person is not my twin flame and now I'm just infatuated with them? You should ask yourself this question because there are many people who mistake infatuations for love and marry the wrong person. This is especially true with twin flames because they're really rare. The last thing you want is to get married only to find out a few months in that it was all just infatuation and you don't really have that deep connection with that person. If you're not sure, then it's best to wait. You should be in love with your twin flame and wait to marry them for the rest of your life. It's best to figure out where you are in life and whether or not it's the right time to get married. If you feel like you're not ready, then don't do it. Don't rush into marriage with someone, just because they're your twin flame, because that may not be the right decision for you. It's only natural to want to get married when you find your twin flame, but you should be patient and wait until the right time. If it's not the right time, then your relationship won't last. You see, if you really are with your twin flame, the person that is truly meant for you, then waiting a few more years to get married is not a big deal because you will stay together regardless. But if you rush into marriage with someone who is not your twin flame, then it won't last. You may get married and have a great relationship at first, but over time things will fall apart. The signs in this video will give you an insight into how to know if you should marry your twin flame. Even so, issues related to love and dating can be confusing at the best of times, especially as your situation is unique to you. So could getting some outside guidance help? Well, it's fair to say there are plenty of frauds out there, who, are just waiting to take advantage when we're at our most vulnerable. But after a really challenging breakup, I found that speaking to an advisor from Psychic Source was super helpful. The advisor I spoke to was kind and understanding and insightful, and my love reading gave me the guidance I was looking for and needed during a painful and confusing time. Not only can a gifted advisor tell you whether you should marry a twin flame, but they can reveal all your love possibilities. You can find the link for Psychic Source in the description below. There were lots of pros and cons here, so you might feel torn between whether or not you should marry a twin flame. The truth is, if the decision is not a full body yes on your end, then it's probably best to wait a bit longer. You are not losing anything by deciding to give it more time. The right person will wait until you're ready, and if they don't, then you're lucky you didn't marry them. Now, if you need more clarification on whether or not you should marry a twin flame, you can always ask our twin flame psychic robot. It's an advanced tool that can give you all the information you need about your twin flame journey. Just ask any question and our twin flame psychic robot will give you personalized answers based on your unique situation, and it's completely free. So what more could you ask for? And if you find this video helpful, do give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss out on our next content. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for our next video. Bye bye.